And the way they talked about it was full of profanity and disdain for lots of artists, and they were calling customers idiots. They were bragging about charging people hundreds of dollars for parking, and one of them even had the gall to say, robbing them, we're robbing them blind. That's how we do it, right? So, of course, the DOJ gets their hands on these messages, and they become public. If you're a Kessler, is it as easy as just reading back to the kid and asking him about it? Or, I mean, how do you kind of formulate a strategy here around these Slack messages?
They're not smoking guns because they're not at that level of like a Rapino or whatever.
Right.
These are kind of mid-level knuckleheads. So you're going to ask, do you recognize this message? Did you write this?
Yeah.
You have to do all the basic kind of evidentiary and foundational issues to like get them before the jury. I would imagine Kessler is going to find the most egregious messages, use like some kind of benign ones as foundational pieces of evidence to get it in, and then use like the kind of bombshell ones where they call the consumers idiots, for example,
right,
like you just said, or we're robbing them blind. And then you spend more time on those. Why did you say that? What did you mean when you said we're robbing them blind? Or what did you mean when you called this artist an idiot? A temptation may be to just start reading them, but like the most pertinent ones that you think are going to, back to the strategy of re-engaging the jury, getting them to pivot away from the settlement and their week-long break and why isn't DOJ here anymore, use this as like your gasoline that you're throwing on your fire to like really get them. These people are calling them idiots, and they're saying they're robbing them blind. It's like, again, refocus, start building up towards your big witness that's going to be Rapino later this week or early next week, and just regain that momentum, regain the focus of the jury, get them mad. Yeah. You want the jury to think these are the kinds of people that work for Live Nation.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing was wrong, because it's not nice to call people idiots.
Right.
It's not cool to rob people blind, or at least insinuate that you are. So like you don't want to like get the jury there so long the kid starts crying, and then all of a sudden like you start having sympathy for him. You don't want to do that. So that's why you're selective in how you do it.